Okay, here's 15 minutes that you can take every day to keep your back happy and also to bring it back to happy when you're in pain. So we're going to start on your hands and knees. Now, if you're in pain already, you're going to keep these movements pretty small. In fact, you're going to be moving your body mostly by using your breath, really deep breaths, so keeping your body as relaxed as you can and just breathing it, making small moves in each direction. If you can move a little more, then you move a little more. You're rolling around. Maybe you drop one forearm down to the ground. Maybe you lean off to one side, pick up a knee. Just creating some space and some movement in every inch of your back here, every direction that you can move. And you bring forearms down, you extend a leg off to one side, and you let your head hang easy. You're just progressively relaxing your body here so you can move more completely. And then you're getting into some different body positions here. So literally everything you've got is moving easily in every direction you can move it. And that's what helps your body restore its natural, healthy alignment that when you're in pain, it's lost. So from hands and knees rolling around every which way, I'm going to pick your hips up and have your knees off the ground, and then you can walk it a little. You can walk forward and back. You can go side to side. I don't have much room here, but you could make this really go. And in fact, if you started every morning and finished every night walking around on your hands and knees or on all fours like this, it will go a really long way to keeping all of the intervertebral muscles in your spine working together completely and keeping your back in a really healthy, good feeling alignment. So you can't underestimate this part, even if it seems silly. And then we're going to come onto your seat there. And can't emphasize enough, you want to move slowly and keep supporting your movements so you're not putting yourself in any pain, hopefully, or at least nothing more than you need. Because when you're in pain, it's really hard to relax, and to heal, you got to find ways to relax. So that's why I'm supporting with my elbows on the ground. I'm just holding my thighs there right behind the knees. I'm trying not to have any muscular effort involved in holding my legs up here. It's all in my arms right now. And this is because I want my back, my legs, my hips, as much as possible not to have to do any work. I just want them to be easy. And then I'm going to move them. I'm going to pause and breathe wherever it feels good to pause and breathe. And I'm going to move them in every which way, every way that it feels good. So now we're doing 5 things here. The first, it's leg lifts. And notice that it doesn't look like the exercise kind of leg lifts. My legs are not stiff and tense. I am not working hard. I don't care how far to the ground my heels get or how high up in the air they get. My legs are completely relaxed. My knees are bent. I'm just breathing my legs up, exhaling down. And breathing them up and exhaling them down. And you can do 10 of these, you can do 20 of them. The most important thing is that it doesn't feel like exercise. It just feels like easy movement. You can also get into curling a little more so your lower back comes off the ground. That's going to start to create some good space and some tough to get into and maybe hurting parts or destabilized parts of your spine. But you don't do any of this. You don't try to make it look like my body if it doesn't feel good in your body. So you're just finding ways to feel good. So that's number 1. That's the legs up and down, relaxed legs, arms on the ground, just breathing easy. And then there's scissors. But again, this is not the scissors from the gym. So I'm starting with 1 foot on the ground at a time, just making sure my legs feel relaxed. And then I'm just going to switch it. Knees are relaxed, legs are bent. I do not feel like I'm exercising here. I don't feel like I'm working hard. This is not abs 2000, not trying to get a six-pack. I'm just trying to move everything I've got bit by bit in every direction I can while staying relaxed and easy. So these scissors, I might do 20 of these, each switch counting as 1. I might do 30 of them. Not so I feel like I'm working hard, but just so I'm getting some parts in my lower spine. This is great, especially for people with sciatica. You're getting some mobility back into the lower spine, so there's some space so that things can start to realign themselves. And then I'm going to take a break. I've got my ankles crossed there. I hold my knees, roll around a little bit. Now broken scissors. So this is a side-to-side scissoring. I'll pause there just to hook in. And then the thing about these broken scissors is you separate your legs as wide as feels okay, and then you're really crossing in at the thigh, right at the base of the thigh. There's a good squeeze in there. They kind of bump into each other. But again, not working hard. So if you're in not a lot of pain, you feel pretty good, and this is preventive, the movements can be bigger. If you're in pain right now, the movements aren't going to be this big. You're going to make just little movements. You'll find your way to be relaxed and comfortable in your body. Again, that's probably the most important thing. You got to move. You know, move easy, everything you've got in every direction you can. But to let your healing processes, let your body kick in from defense mode into healing mode, you got to relax. That's how you get the relaxation response activated in your body. You got to be easy, not fighting against injury. So you find your way to do that. So we've done leg lifts, scissors, and broken scissors. And now there's just no elegant thing to call this one other than butt squeezes. So you're lifting your hips and you're squeezing your butt. You know, and you're not trying to lift them as high as they go. You're just lifting enough that you can get a good squeeze in there. Maybe you make your position a little longer, a little shorter, but you're squeezing for a good 20, 30 seconds even, or maybe 10 seconds. You do what feels good to you. Again, this is going to create some space in some places where you might have some nerve impingement, and you might get a whole lot of relief. You can do that standing too. You might get a whole lot of relief and help your body realign itself for healing just by doing this. This is a huge one. I would do this 3 times, maybe 4 or 5 times, just lifting a little, squeezing. You can also squeeze asymmetrically. So squeeze one side a little harder, hold that for a bit. And then you squeeze the other side a little harder and hold that for a bit. And you might find that your body responds a little differently each day to what you're doing. So you might vary this, how long, whether it's asymmetrical or symmetrical, or how high your hips are. That might change. It doesn't need to look like my body. I just walked this one in. I wanted to see what it felt like with my shoulders a little closer to my heels. That felt good to me right now. So I did that. So in my body, you're seeing a starting point. You don't want to look like my body. You want to look like your body. You want to get into your body, help your body. So don't worry too much about what it looks like on me. This is just a general guide to some things you can do to get into you. So that's the squeezes there. And then I'm just taking a little break. I really like this one. Just holding behind my knees with my hands there. And we're going to do some left and right twists. So that can be knees together, ankles crossed. I'm supporting my right knee with my hand there because what you want to try not to do is you're feeling really good, you're easy, and then to get your knees to come over, all of a sudden it's hard and suddenly you get an ouch and your body tenses up after you've done all this great work relaxing. So as much as you can, use your arms to support your body so that your back and your hips and your legs don't have to work hard. Now I've got my legs wrapped around each other. Knees are off the ground. My opposite shoulder there is on the ground, and then as I bring the knees to the ground, my opposite shoulder comes off. There's not a better. You try both. See what you like. If your knees are very close to your body here, you're going to get more into the very base of your spine. If your knees are further away from your back, then you're going to get more into, or further away from your body there, you're going to get more into your middle spine and your upper spine. So play with that. And then from that twist, now I'm just starting to bring the knees up and have them lean a little bit in the opposite direction. And to me right now, this side, this felt amazing. It felt even better than the twist coming over. Both are important, but that felt good. And if I wasn't doing this video, I probably would have stayed there an extra 5 minutes. So now we're going to do the other side. You could wrap an arm around those legs. Again, you want to use the strength of your arms to support the legs as they come over. You can be working your arms, but as much as you can, you want to keep that back, your hips, your legs relaxed. And you don't want to do any sudden movements or unsupported movements that might cause something to hurt and kick your body back over from this great relaxed mode into defense mode again. So that was knees together. Now I'm going to Wrap the legs one over the other. See what that does. I've got the bottom leg wrapped on top. Usually the top leg is wrapped on top, but you can try both ways. See what gets into you good each day. And I don't always do the same thing one side to the other because I feel different one side to the other. So on this side, I think I had my knees a little further away from my body. And then for all of this, breathe. So when you get there, you pick your position and you're just staying. The deeper you breathe, the more you can feel a lift in your body on your inhales. And then just a little easier, a little softer. Just let your body relax as much as you can on the exhales. That's going to be super useful to you. That can be hard when it really hurts. So at first, you're going to have to spend some time getting your body to where it can relax enough to breathe deep. But you'll get there. Just have to give it a little time. And if you do this, if you spend time on this every day, if you spend time doing this when you're not already in pain, it's going to be really good. It'll go a long way to undoing whether it's sports that are hurting your back or long days at a desk. For me, it was both. And that's when I got really interested in helping here and spent a lot of time at Strala with people on site and a lot of time online with people. So all of these moves are a compilation of everything that's worked with a whole lot of people around the world for years now. A whole lot of people around the world avoiding surgery this way and even avoiding pain or fixing it a whole lot quicker this way. But it's important you do it every day. So again, I'm going back to my favorite, just holding the knees. And then sometimes it's really nice to come into a plow. That doesn't have to be hips all the way up high, feet on the ground plow. There's a really nice thing, especially when your back, your lower back is hurting, just to support the thighs there. My shoulders are on the ground and I'm supporting my thighs with my forearms there. And you could play around. Maybe the forearms, they duck a little to the inside and the feet point a little pigeon-toed toward each other. You play around, find a way that this actually, I'm not working to be here. It's just relaxed. I'm just supporting my legs with my arms, and this is creating some space in my lower back. It's also nice on my neck and my upper back. Really nice on both ends of your back here. And again, that might be something I've spent many minutes there sometimes because it just feels good. And when you come up easy. No sudden moves. You just did all that amazing work. You wouldn't want to roll up quick and suddenly run out of the room. So stay easy. Stay moving gentle. Now I'm just going to get into my hips. So you can be sitting cross-legged. This could be an ankle to knee, but sometimes ankle to knee is a little hard on the knee, especially if your hips are strong or if your back is in pain, your hips are a little tight. So sometimes forget an ankle to knee and just rolling around a little more creatively. Sometimes a knee to knee. That's what I'm walking into here. Getting up. I got a lot of weight in my arms there, so not a lot on my legs. And then I'm just easing back. I don't care if my hips are sitting on the ground. I found a spot here that felt really good on my hips, really good on my back. And your hips back, same thing. When one hurts, the other's going to get tight. So working on both is going to help both. And you got lefts and rights. So for these hip openers, you don't just have to come forward. I found a spot here. I could go to sleep here. This felt so good. You might find a spot further back, further forward, off to the right side. You just play around. You find each day might be a little different. Each day you do this exploring. So you find, hey, I want to hang out here. This feels really darn good today. So I'm heading toward something on this side. Doesn't have to be what I did on the first side. I found something right here, dropping my left shoulder, lifting up my right, that felt just amazing. And then I'll come into a knee to knee. This side might feel just as good, might feel even better. It might feel like not much. Just depends on what's going on in your body each day. I found a spot there. You can play around with both shoulders same height. Sometimes it feels good to lift one shoulder quite a bit higher than the other. So here I'm putting that forearm down and I've got my left shoulder higher. You could also try there, putting your right shoulder higher. You just play. Keep seeing what feels good in you. And then check out the other side here. And again, anytime you want to hit the pause button, you want to spend a whole lot of time just lingering somewhere, If this routine becomes 20 minutes, if you have 20 minutes, becomes longer, if you have the time, great. I can tell you that doing this, doing parts of this, doing all of this, your body responds incredibly well, incredibly intensively to what you do every day. So if you do something like this every single day, body's going to be super happy. Now I'm going back to this walking around on all fours. This is just such a good one for every single vertebra, every single muscle, all along your spine, all along your back. It's such a great thing to do to keep your back healthy. So play with this 15 minutes every day. It's going to go a whole long way to keeping your back happy and getting you out of pain whenever you're in pain. So keep it up and let me know how it goes.